After a hurricane passes, it becomes vital to protect one of our state's greatest investments, which is oil. Here with more, please welcome Greg Smith, president of Shell Pipeline, along with Sarah Magruder-Lyle, president of Common Ground Alliance. Good morning.
Good morning.
All right, so Greg, you've worked through, you said, 10 hurricanes. When we talk about evacuating, you all have a whole nother plan of evacuating.
Yeah, I mean, in Shell Pipeline, we've got platforms offshore, a lot of operations in Texas and Louisiana, and we've got extensive hurricane plans where we track the storm, evacuate our folks in front of the storm, and then obviously after the storm's passed, go in and assess any damage and work really hard. We got 750 really dedicated employees, some of them here today.
Yes, good morning.
That work really hard to keep those things safe and get the pipelines back up and running.
Yeah, that's what's happening out there, but a lot of us don't realize what's happening underground. What do we have going on underground that is kind of out of sight, out of mind for most of us?
Well, certainly in a situation where there's a hurricane, we want to get everything back on. Power, water, sewage, we want to make sure everything's back and running smoothly, and that requires often some repairs, but we have to make sure that we call 811 before we dig, because all of those things are running underground, under your house, under your community.
Thousands and thousands, if not millions of feet of pipe.
Yeah, it's a spider web, and almost in your backyard you've got gas, cable, water, electric, all sorts of telephone services coming in your backyard. And I can tell you, if you want to not get invited to the Super Bowl party, cut someone's cable system when you're fixing their fence.
If you want to be kicked out of the neighborhood, yes.
Yeah.
All right, because so all that's running under the ground, and it doesn't take much. So during a storm, when people's fences go down, for example, or trees go down, and they want to replant, we're talking about, I think people think you have to dig deep down to hit anything, but it's not that deep, is it?
No. Anytime you do any excavation in your yard, you should really call, we want you to call 811.
That's right.
Yeah,
and
know
think
what's
about
below.
if you're putting your fence back up, the posts go down, you know, sometimes a foot, depending on where you are and how big your fence is going to be. And you want to make sure that you don't inadvertently hit anything and make a bad situation worse.
Yeah, because oftentimes when we drive, you see that little sign, or you see like the little orange marker, little flags and things like that. That's what they're marking, is that this is where that area is. And just so people know, every 6 minutes, an underground utility line is damaged, outing entire neighborhoods. Let me tell you right now, I will hunt you down. If you were the one who did it in my neighborhood,
And that's simply for not calling. That's just for not calling.
Yeah, and it's a quick turnaround, right? When you call.
It's a free call. And you go to an 811 center, and they come out within a couple days to mark the utilities as they need to.
Yeah, and if you don't do this, again, you're not only outing the whole neighborhood, it can be dangerous.
Yes.
That's right.
Yeah, certainly natural gas lines and the electric system in particular are something you do not want to mess with.
Yeah, we're talking about digging. How deep are we talking about?
For,
possibly, just to hit something. I mean,
I know some of them are,
people get impatient, and they're like going, I'm only going to do this much for, you know, I'm planting daisies.
I mean, some utilities are, depending on how the builder built the subdivision, are just barely under the surface.
Yeah, all right. And so you call that 811, the person comes out.
They mark the area that you're going to be working in, or your contractor will be working in. And so every color is a different utility, and that's how you make sure that you're not going to hit one of those, or when you're digging your fence, or the contractor is there with their little bobcat, that they're not going to hit something.
Yeah, and is that something your contractor should do, or is it something we do as as homeowners?
Usually the contractor does it, but you should make sure. For instance, I was just talking to a neighbor before I came here to Houston, and they had a fence put in, and they'd only marked one side of the yard and not the other.
All right. So as you said, if you don't want to be invited to the Super Bowl party.
Yeah.
That's right. Not a good idea.
Yeah, we know that just all kinds of things. The storm can upset all kinds of things, gas prices, all that type of stuff. But the key for us as individuals is to be prepared so you don't make matters worse.
That's right.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Remember to call 811 before you dig so you know what's below, or log on to call811.com. And for more information on Shell, you can visit shell.us. And they are also one of the proud sponsors of our Hurricane Guide. We'll be right back.